Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fire Pod with me, a Twin Peaks podcast by us, Death by Television. I am Colton Robertson. I'm joined by Joseph George. What's up, homie?
Oh, what up, what up? Always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. Today we are covering Season 1, Episode 5, titled The One-Armed Man. It was released on May 3rd, 1990, written by Robert Engels and directed by Tim Hunter. I am Col- I already said that. So, how are we feeling? How are we feeling about this one?
It's stirring the pot a lot more. A thing that dawned on me that I didn't realize, or can't believe I didn't put together. But I've just been trusting that Cooper and Sheriff Truman would, their investigation would be enough. But obviously, the rest of the town's going to do their part. They're going to step in. They're gonna do their own thing. And I don't know.
We got Audrey and Donna plotting over there.
A lot of different little groups. James and oh my gosh, hello, Dawn. Is it Donna? Yeah. That feels, I don't know. I don't know why that didn't feel right. Yeah. And then Donna, she's kind of like playing on two different teams a little bit.
Yeah, she got a little bit of a both sides thing going on. You can tell there's also this element of her where she feels like she's changing a little bit. There's something in her air that's not quite the same. I dig it. But it's a really solid episode. And just for everybody who might be listening for the first time, this is friendly to the first-time watcher and the rewatcher alike. We do not spoil things that will happen eventually. We do spoil the episode we are covering. As I have watched the show a couple times now, Joseph is watching the show for the first time. So there are no spoilers for what's to come, just what's in the episode. So if you have seen it and you want to listen, you can. If you haven't seen the show and you want to listen, you can. So let's go ahead and dig on into a scene-by-scene breakdown if you are ready, my friend.
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
All right, so we start in the Palmer house, where Sarah is describing a man to the deputy, Andy Brennan, as he makes a sketch. Quite the talented artist, Andy, also.
Yeah. Oh, that was Andy drawn? Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
okay, hell yeah. Okay, so he's got stuff.
Yeah, Andy.
Yeah,
okay, Andy. But yeah, Sarah's describing the man as terrible, dirty, greasy hair and those evil eyes, and Donna sits on the couch with Sarah as Madeline carries in some tea, and Harry Truman sits on a chair nearby listening, and Sarah says she saw him at the foot of Laura's bed, and Leland in his bathrobe enters and goes, "Have you told them about the necklace?" They're like, "What necklace?" "Oh, she's had two visions," and you can tell Leland's pretty skeptical of the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
They're definitely not doing well. The marriage is on the rocks at present.
And I mean, I guess he's been having his episodes, obviously, and then if I were told, I saw the man who killed our daughter. I mean, it would probably be kind of crazy at first, but being the viewer and seeing the end of that episode, it's nice to know at least that it wasn't just us seeing the necklace being picked up, and she saw it too. And that that was a nice confirmation there, and kind of did change. There is 100% like undeniable. There is something paranormal or in a dream realm, something fucking going on.
Because that's not something that can physically be possible. Like the other one, the man at the foot of the bed, that's she could be tripping. She could, that could be a hallucination or something. Not the necklace being taken. That literally happened as she saw it. So there it is. But she tells of a flashlight moving across the ground and a gloved hand picking up a rock and pulling out Laura's broken necklace. And Donna looks away with tears in her eyes, realizing that something is afoot, and it ain't good. Because somebody must have taken that necklace. She's got to go check. And it's funny, this is one of those situations where if Cooper is there, more questions get asked, because he doesn't let Donna slide here. Hey, Donna, what was that? What are you reacting to there?
The gloved hand, because Jacoby had it in the coconut, right? The necklace, whatever. But the glove, I don't know. Maybe that's just a stalker outfit. He's fully
Right,
suited up, but I don't know why I have the feeling of like a middleman or like a
like somebody retrieved it for him.
yeah. And I just the glove got me to think. I don't know, just like why conceal the hand, I guess I don't think anyone's hand would be that recognizable where they're going to
Instantly
be like yeah,
recognizable or anything. Yeah.
but maybe it is just to add a little bit of layer of mystery. But I don't
Yeah,
at
because
least
they did do that a full episode or two before they revealed that it
mm-hmm,
was Jacoby. So like
mm-hmm,
the gloved hand, you don't even have a chance to go on who it might be
mm-hmm.
given the hand initially. So maybe it is just as simple as that. But yeah, we obviously do know that Jacoby does end up with the
Mm-hmm.
necklace. But yeah, I like where your head's at. And obviously this off-puts Donna because if this did happen, it means somebody watched them put it there.
Yeah.
And somebody recently killed her best friend and stuff. So like it's got to be pretty frightening. But yeah, so great scene there. Great way to kick off the episode. But we are next over at the sheriff's station where Lucy is entranced by Invitation to Love. And Harry enters and asks for an update, and she tells him, well, Chet is there, and he's having an affair with her, and she's not doing well, but she wants to do this, and everything, and poor Chet. She ends with, poor Chet.
Yeah,
and Harry goes, what's going on here, Lucy?
yeah, like,
and she, Dr. Jacoby and Cooper are in the other room.
I don't know, this little monologue, it had some I can't really tell because obviously these names are just placeholders or whatever.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
For the show, but it felt there was just like a will or like killing. I don't know, a murder, a plot to murder, and like sign over some stuff. And I'm like, I'm like mill going down. I'm like, is this because the show opening right on the necklace again, like front and center. And I know it is very clear that what is happening in the show is very closely kind of related to
Invitation to Love. Yeah,
yeah. And so I don't know. I was like trying to
piece some things
that,
together there.
Emerald. The only thing was I did have a thought of I spun some web and it was like Jade and Emerald, I think they were like, I don't know. And the necklace, I don't know if it is Jade or Emerald. I don't know what they actually look like. But was that it? Or maybe I think I'm actually confusing Sorry to Bother You. Yeah, no, there's no Jade door. There's no. I think that's where my head was.
Yeah, that's
actually.
Sorry to Bother You.
100%. Yeah, no, there's
funny.
no door. Okay, yeah, no. I think
we covered that just a couple
there.
weeks ago on the Sentimentalists. Go ahead and check it out.
Okay, heads in a couple different places right now, I guess. So.
You're all good. You are all good, buddy. It happens when we cover as much stuff as we do. But when Harry leaves, Andy confronts Lucy. Hey, Lucy, why wasn't I able to stay over last night? And Lucy goes, would you like coffee, Deputy Brennan?
Yeah.
Really,
what did
he
Andy
doesn't
do?
get it.
Andy
doesn't know. Andy doesn't know.
He must have done something. I mean, he must just be oblivious to whatever he did. But I feel like Lucy wouldn't just turn.
Aren't we all? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean, it's no, I mean, not most of the time, but yeah, it's a. This is a funny little storyline here between Andy and Lucy, and it's one that, their relationship is one that is based around periods like this, like a extended period of time where Lucy's like, "Fuck you, Andy," and Andy's like, "Why?"
She wants him to chase him. Is that it? Is that it? She wants.
Yeah, she doesn't want to make him feel like it's easy. Yeah. There's definitely a like he's got to earn it a little bit. He's got to work for it. Try a little harder. He can't just we spend all day together at work and then we come home and it's nice and easy and that's all. Everybody else has excitement. Let's excite things a little bit.
I don't think I give Lucy enough credit. Her hair also popping. This like at least this episode for
Incredible.
Sure. I noticed it here. I'm like, man, okay, she's. I mean, maybe it's been like this every episode, and I just haven't quite brought it up.
No,
yet,
you're
but
right. It stood out to me as well
Mm-hmm.
as I was watching last night. I thought I had the thought that her hair looked particularly good. I'm a huge fan of that big late '80s curly, bouncy hair. That's always been a big yes for me. So yeah, I'm a big fan also. But in the conference room, we get a few shots of Dr. Jacoby and Cooper sitting across from each other at the table. Some of my favorite shots in the episode, in a really, really good-looking episode also. But Jacoby's doing the sleight of hand with the golf balls. Again, not sure how he's doing that.
honestly,
but,
it broke my brain. I was like,
it's really
wait.
impressive. It's really impressive. I feel like it has something to do with when he crosses the hand across his face, like he's putting the other ball in his mouth when he's crossing across, going across,
But
and then he
where
hits
does
the other ear.
one
and it pops
go?
up.
Where does the
don't
one?
know.
Does he
I don't
drop
know.
one behind his shoulder and yeah, I don't know. It fucked me up for a little bit.
Fucked me up,
I
too.
still have
Fucked
not
me up,
figured
too.
it out.
But yeah, so we're seeing Jacoby's got a little bit of the Magic Man thing going on. But Agent Cooper watches him for a while, just kind of watches him do his thing. It's funny because he doesn't wait. He doesn't wait for Harry to come in or anything to start asking his questions. He's just looking at him doing this, and then he starts asking questions after a while.
I mean, the 3D glasses too also just kind of throw you're just like, oh, man, I'm really dealing with a fucking character here. Like I just gotta
Quite the guy.
see
Quite the
what
guy.
his idle mode is, and his idle mode is, I guess,
Sleight of hand with 2 golf balls that he just happens to have. Yeah,
what
no,
the-
incredible.
planning a trip.
But yeah, he's also sitting in front of the map of Tibet, which is a great shot also, and then him on the other end of the table with the coffee sitting on the table, and it's just good looking. It's just good looking. But he sits across the table and tries to get Jacoby to tell him why Laura came to see him. Was it because of cocaine? And Jacoby's like, well, we really need to figure out some sort of hula to figure out a way around my doctor-patient confidentiality. And he goes, okay, is it safe to say that she was coming to see you because she was having problems? And he's like, oh, yes, definitely. He goes, were they of a sexual nature? Agent Cooper, all our problems are of a sexual nature. And he turns his attention to the map of Tibet and discusses Hawaii and the medicinal properties of ginger. And Cooper is like, well, you see, ginger isn't addictive. Cocaine is. And Jacoby's like, you don't get it. Her seeking out medicine in any capacity, even if it is a bit harmful, was a good sign. And Cooper asks why Jacoby. Yeah, I'm like, that's
that's
I
that's
don't
either,
know that every psychiatrist would agree with that.
I mean, either a tell of how shitty Laura's situation was to have cocaine be a light and a positive thing, or just be like, Jacoby, you're kind of I don't know, your logic there doesn't.
He's
really
definitely he's out of the bounds of typical psychiatry, to be sure.
Twin Peaks psychiatry. Yeah, I guess you're dealing with some people.
The only psychiatrist in Twin Peaks is this fucking guy, So, of course, everyone's fucked in the head.
Do people just not admit that they go see? Does secretly, everyone in the town actually go see him, and he knows all of the fucking cheating scandals that are going on?
He's got everybody. He's got everybody by the balls. Yeah, no, I do. I always appreciate Jacoby as a character because he just brings a really fun aspect to the show. You need these characters like him, Nadine. They're they feel like they're a part of a different show in a way, they just kind of pop into the storyline and you're like, oh yeah, they exist, that's crazy. Yeah, they go on, and Cooper asks why Jacoby would not help with the police investigation, and Jacoby says his personal investigation will continue, he suspects, for the rest of his life. And he says Laura had well-guarded secrets and that he was not able to access them. It's then that Harry enters, and Jacoby says that the night after Laura died, he followed a man in a red Corvette to the old Sawmill Road, and then he lost him. So the night after Laura died, the old Sawmill Road. A few things we saw near the old Sawmill Road. Obviously, James and Donna hiding the necklace, which we know he eventually gets his hands on. Red Corvette, however, indicates Leo Johnson.
This does.
And what we saw near the old Sawmill Road for Leo Johnson was him meeting Bobby and Mike with a secret man in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Was that Jacoby?
Mm-hmm. If I feel like this man is the same man who picked up the necklace, which maybe gloved. I feel like he was dressed up to the
I mean,
nines
he was covered
and
up.
that
yeah,
was like
fully.
stalker fit. Yeah, maybe he does have a stalker fit that he goes out on, and yeah, that it does feel like they would be the same person. Let's see.
Whether that is a middleman for Jacoby
else?
or Jacoby himself.
Yeah, who else could that be?
I mean, we do get a name drop later on whenever Bobby is starting to put things together. Mm-hmm. He's like, Jock and Leo. So there is the possibility that the man that we saw covered up is Jacques. Because that seems to be what Bobby was putting together. I don't know. And maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong. Bobby's a little bit of a fucking idiot.
Coke business for sure. Like at least that sort of business.
There's
for
no
sure.
doubt that we've seen them discuss, we've seen them talk, like that's no doubt.
Mm-hmm. But whether it has to do with Laura's killing is one other. They could have just been supplying her drugs and that's it. It's shitty, but they didn't kill her. But I don't know. Maybe also
and Leo's reaction a couple episodes ago, whenever Bobby did point out, "Hey, who's that with you?" It didn't indicate a certain degree of surprise that he was there. Mm-hmm. But was there also a possibility that he didn't see a person there? Like Bobby saw it and was like, "Hey, who's that with you?" And Leo was like, "Fuck off." Never mind. It doesn't matter. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how to. And frankly, this is a genuine thing. I've watched this show multiple times, and I don't think we actually get a hardcore answer who the fucking guy behind the tree was.
Interesting. Yeah, this
at least not one that I recall. If we do, it's very, very by the by. Like it's subliminal. They just kind of mention it if they do.
And it's not like he was just stalking and like listening in. Like Leo knew he was there. Like the boys were like, "Yo, who's that? Why do you have another guy with you?" He's like, "Hey, fucking what? Like deal with it or whatever." He was just like,
okay.
It's no thing. So like
that does imply it's somebody more like Jock.
In cahoots with Leo, I guess, or Leo is at least cool with them being there. Jacoby's the most likely.
I'm intrigued by
I guess
the fact that is he trying to frame Leo Johnson here? Is he trying to lead them to Leo Johnson by saying he followed a red Corvette to the old Sawmill Road?
Flashy, easy to
is
spot.
that his lead suspect? So he's indicating that it's probably them because what he really followed was a motorcycle. What he really followed, at least as far as what we know for sure, was James and Donna.
Yeah. Maybe.
So is he just trying to be like, I think Leo Johnson's guilty of something, maybe I point them in that direction?
Or, I mean, he's still a little suspicious. I don't know. The dude, he could just be a stalker, could be a little creepy therapist, but he could also be getting the attention off of himself. And because like whenever he leaves, he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to play golf at Pebble Beach, whatever." But he's like, "No, but not till the end of the month though." Because like if he left right away, then it'd be like, "Oh, why are you leaving right away?" But it's like, no, it's at the end of the month. I'm cool. I'm like, he feels, I don't know. Like he feels like he's in control of the situation. But at the same time, there's an air to him that's like, man, it could all come tumbling down real fast.
Yeah. No, I get you. He's making it up as he goes, sort of.
The golf ball and the Pebble Beach, that's like very. He's doing golf ball sleight of hand. He's saying he's going to Pebble Beach. He's dressed as a golfer, or at least I don't know. Maybe that is just how he normally dresses.
That is just how he dresses. By the way, he always looks kind of like that.
Yeah, he's still in the suspicion. That's for sure. I put in last episode. I think I did put him in there. Yeah, as like a
you added
as like a cuck kind of killer. Or like he witnessed it.
Yeah, he watched it happen, and he got some sort of
I don't know
voyeuristic.
I feel like there's maybe more involvement with him than I might have thought.
All right. But over the intercom here, Lucy tells Cooper that he has a call from one Gordon Cole. And Cooper dismisses Jacoby and asks him if he'll be around, and Jacoby says that at the end of the month he'll be going on a pilgrimage to Pebble Beach. And it's then that Cooper tells Harry that this is wait, does this? Okay, yeah, here it is. Cooper asks Harry if Leo drives a red Corvette. Harry says yes, and that he has a man tailing Jacques Renault as they speak. Then he goes, "All right, Harry, this is my supervisor, Gordon Cole. Gordon Cole will become a bigger character. We fuck with Gordon Cole. Gordon Cole's dope." On the phone, Gordon says that the twine from Laura's shoulders is a common household variety, but the twine from her wrist does not match. It is not the same kind. He says that the marks on her shoulders were bird bites, and that Albert is reconstructing the plastic fragment from her stomach.
Man.
And he says, and there's one other thing, Coop. Albert told me about his little spat with the local law enforcement. He wants Harry's badge.
Damn it.
And
yeah,
Coop really gives it to him here. He goes, "You tell him to file it under F for forget it." Really, I'll fight him all the way up the chain to Washington. And Gordon Cole on the other end of the line being like, all right, just chill out, Coop. It's okay.
Man, yeah, I hope this stuff, man, if this is really the, like, how Coop could maybe lose his job, or like actually he has to fight this, but I really see him being like, you know what? Fuck the agency. I'm solving this fucking murder. Like I have to stay here. He's thinking of buying property already. And so I hope, like telling, because that was his supervisor. He said, kind of being like, like that was his boss. So kind of telling him off like that. I hope the Fed. I don't know, they are chill enough like that, and that it can't just be kind of thrown under the table. But I don't know. This is
I loved the little interaction between Harry and Coop after that, where he was like, "Hey, thanks, man. I didn't get much sleep last night."
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, last thing I want is for me to bring some city slicker into your town," and relieving himself upstream.
Yeah. Man, a real one. Coop just
Coop.
I don't know. Yeah,
real as fuck.
He's just, and his
he
hair,
delivers
his hair too. Man, I mean, I don't know how much product he uses.
Always on point. Yeah, there's some hairspray in that motherfucker.
It is just
that shit sits
perfectly cartoonish. It's
it like almost doesn't move. Like with like it could be windy and his hair's gonna stay like that. But that's actually used really, really effectively eventually, and we'll get to that. But I mean, it'll be some time. But
okay.
Yeah, his presentation of himself being so pristine is used very, very effectively.
Okay.
But Andy brings then the sketch from his conversation with Sarah, and Cooper indeed confirms this is the same man from his dream. He says, "I didn't go because I didn't want to influence her," and he delivers my favorite line of the episode. "I'm a strong sender." I don't know why that delivery has always been so funny to me. Like, I'm a strong sender. Like, Harry and Andy are gonna get at all what the fuck he means by that. He's like, "I send really strong vibrations out into the universe, and they are often very strongly received." Like, that's so fucking awesome.
He's just operating at a different level, this dude. I mean, he even tells him, like, nah, the eyes are actually a little closer together.
The eyes are actually a little closer, and you know that they believe him because of the way he like the way that he talks. They're like, okay, yeah, his eyes were a little closer. Yeah,
he knows.
And he's so casual about it. Actually, those eyes were a little bit closer together. And then he moves on. Deputy Hawk comes in. He says that they found the one-armed man at the Timber Falls Motel, and he's like, "All right, how fast can we get to the Timber Falls Motel?" And Harry says 10 minutes, while Andy says half an hour. And he goes, "Depends on the way you go." And it's funny because Cooper expressly told him the way he wanted to go.
Yeah.
If we take this highway, how long can we take?
I guess this Cooper seeing Bob and Sarah seeing Bob is also like even more of a confirmation. It's not just Sarah.
Of course, it's not
seeing
some
things.
manifestation
it's not one person
of just one of them. Yeah,
there's a greater thing going on for sure.
A figure that looks like Bob exists. Now we must find Bob.
Yes,
and that is the bones for this episode. But we will head to the Timber Falls Motel.
Oh, How did I not?
Ooh,
I don't.
I
How
love a big
different?
gasp.
How different is a convenience store and a department store? Are those the same thing? Is a convenient because like
they are very different
how did
things
I?
technically.
Yeah, like a department store seems big. A convenience store seems
A
like a
department
gas
store is
station,
like
or
Kohl's or
yeah,
fucking shit
yeah.
like that. And a
Because
convenience store is more like an everyday.
I was thinking, just down the line, we're gonna be getting the department store with Audrey, and I thought, maybe this is how
Yeah.
we stumble into living above a store. But convenience seems a little smaller than that. I don't know. Doesn't maybe not the same thing,
Yeah,
but
not quite on that level, but
mhm,
I do like where your head's at because, and
mhm.
obviously I'm never going to be like, yeah, you're correct about that,
Yeah,
or anything
actually,
like that.
end
But
of season one, right there, or what?
yeah,
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 I know.
exactly. We will get to that next week. No, but yeah, that's a good thought there. But
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, but I don't
hmm.
know. I guess we'll get to the one-armed man. I guess a little
We
later.
will, and
So yeah, I'll
not
I'll
too
hold.
long, not too far away at all. We're actually at the Timber Falls Motel
Mm,
next, where Josie is sitting in her car with a camera. She's
mm,
staking out Catherine and Benjamin, it would seem.
mm-hmm.
As they lay together, Catherine rubs his shoulders and brags about her success in switching the books. And Harry, they do their whole song and dance game, and it's fun and it's cute, but it's evil and it's all that good stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
Harry pulls up to the motel, and Hawk says to check room 101 under the name of Gerard.
Mm.
And Catherine and Benjamin joke about their plan to torch the mill. Like it should say arson, 6 feet high. Da, 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 da. That might be later, but same shit. But
Mm-hmm.
Andy and Cooper knock on the door to the hotel room, and Andy drops his gun, and it fires. And the reaction from everybody is fucking incredible. Coop like spinning in his place and like, God damn it, It's so good. And there are a couple things this episode within the next several minutes that Andy is just like Cooper and Harry just go, God damn it, Andy! Like, holy shit, dude. Benjamin looks through the curtains at the sound of gunfire, and Catherine's like, "Oh, gunfire must be serious." She's not at all fazed by the fact that shots are being fired directly outside the motel, which is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Harry goes ahead and bursts into the motel room. Now that shots have been fired, might as well. And he finds a man in a towel with his hands in a closet. But when he removes the hand from the closet, it is only one.
Damn.
He has one arm.
Yeah, hands where I can see them. Oh, dang!
And then the musical sting right there. Yeah, but
yeah.
Benjamin excuses himself for a bath in the other room, and a poker chip falls out of his pocket. Catherine examines it, and it reads, One-Eyed Jacks.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Was this back and forth of them being in the motel room kind of like a dupe to the like the viewer, to be like, oh, we're thinking that the cops are on the trail to go in their room, like under the name
Could have been.
Gerald, be like, a fake name that they're doing to hide their cheating scandal, whatever. Wait.
And then the shot gets fired, and he looks out the window and stuff, and
Oh,
it's nowhere
yes.
near him
No,
or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think if the Horns have a mother, and she's still around. But right, is she the one that was sitting at the table, just being like,
Yeah, she's
not
been at the
going
dinner
up with
table and
Johnny?
stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, I was just if Benjamin was actually cheating or not, or if he still was married or not, was my thing. But
Serial cheater.
yes,
Ben.
dude. I guess is I gave him less suspicion last episode, for whatever reason. But he's definitely back on the radar.
After a
this
certain
episode.
meeting later
Yes,
on,
for sure.
it's
And I don't-
definitely bad. But
I was trying to think of why I let him, I cut him some slack. That's what I was trying to be like.
well,
what
you never
gave
cut
me-
him some slack. You just you felt like he was a different kind of bad. Like he wasn't. This wasn't his. The murder of Laura wasn't the kind of game he would be involved in. It would more be just the bigger
see.
picture corporate stuff. You weren't like, oh, he's actually fine. No, you still recognize that he's not good. You just didn't think it was in that regard. But
Okay.
regardless, the officers show the drawing of who we know as Bob from the dream to the one-armed man, and his name is Philip Gerard. He says that he has never seen that man, but he looks like somebody. which is never elaborated on. Never even returned to.
Yeah.
I've never seen that guy, but he looks like somebody.
How do you not go on that? Like, I'm like, wait a minute. Like, what do you mean by that? Yeah, that feels like it was important. But I mean, this dude is either a really good actor, the one-armed man here, or Cooper's dreams, are, maybe it's like the Force a little bit, or it's not completely
Again, not
literal.
to be taken literal. Yeah.
Or something. But I don't like, everything else has been so kind of spot on.
In a roundabout way, for sure. Like you had the thought that Laura, we were looking at Laura Palmer, but the man from another place says, doesn't she look exactly like Laura Palmer? She's actually my cousin, and like stuff like so. Like true. We know that was actually Laura Palmer. It's not actually the man from the other place's cousin. It is a presentation of Laura's cousin, who is Madeline. It's so like it's not, some things aren't to be read spot on. But so he's pretty. He comes off very, very good. Not in a way that you would suspect him in any way. They ask if he knows anyone named Bob, and he says, "Well, Bob Lydecker's just about my best friend in the world." And he was like, "Why were you at the hospital the other day?" "Well, Bob's been in a coma for the last couple days." And Harry confirms that there was a Bob Lydecker assaulted outside of a saloon a couple days ago, and he goes, "Yep, that's him." And they ask, was Bob a doctor? He goes, "Well, Bob's just about the best veterinarian in town." And they're like, "Okay, all right." And Gerard tells them that he lost his arm in a car accident while he was on the road selling pharmaceuticals. He was on the road from Memphis to somewhere. He doesn't really recall. And then that's when Andy accidentally opens a giant container full of shoes. And he goes, "That's what I'm selling now. They're all for the right foot." Says Andy, and he goes, "Yeah, they're my sample case. 2-day delivery guaranteed. We can settle all your department needs, Sheriff." And always the salesman, Philip Gerard. And it's amidst this breakdown didn't really touch on it, but his middle name is Michael. His middle name is Mike. So like there's something there, like he's named after his uncle. His middle name was Michael. So there is a Mike and Bob connection.
I don't know why the shoes seem weird, or like just the right, like why only have one of the shoes if it isn't for just display purpose, and be like, these are the shoes that I have, or whatever. But I don't know. I don't really believe this guy's story, I guess. Like I'm more on Coop's side. And like, I guess in his dream, like I feel like Coop thinks he's even lying as well.
Yeah.
Like he's like, "No, like I'm so sure that you're kind of this guy." But
I mean, he looks exactly like him. He's got one arm. It's like there's no real, like, this guy is important somehow, and Coop knows that he's important somehow,
is there, how we have Laura and Madeline, is there a Mike and a fucking another one-armed guy that looks
Mike
exactly
and Bob?
alike, that also cut his arm off, and instead of
the double sort of situation,
also got a
multiples
tattoo on that arm that didn't say mom but said "fire walk with me"? Yeah, it's like,
what did you have a tattoo on that missing arm? He goes, "What is this? What's this about?" And he's like,
I thought that he might be like that cry was real. Like that was the part of, if he is putting on a performance, I feel like this is the part that's actually real. It's the part that's like reminding him of his past, if he truly has the "Fire Walk with Me" tattoo, because this was his way of like cutting himself off from Bob and cutting himself off from that life. I don't know, assume. So like I feel like that it's like so traumatic, and that the only word he could get out was "mom," or whatever for the cover up. But like, yeah. He does seem like I don't know. He came off very pathetic, not
and real. It didn't. Yeah. And that was the thing too, is that like his presentation of the information was very genuine. He does have a best friend named Bob.
Mm-hmm.
He is a veterinarian in town.
True.
He is in a coma at the hospital. Like, that is all stuff they can confirm. It's why he was at the hospital. Why go to the the morgue and the oxygen supply and all that stuff.
Is he going to oxygen supply for his homie Bob? He's like, "Damn, Bob's running out of oxygen and he needs a coma."
Yeah, that seems like something I should do and not a nurse.
True.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's definitely going to the no. there's something. No, dude's lying.
something
He's
more.
lying here. He's telling some truths.
Through
for
the
sure.
dark of futures past, magicians long to see.
And why is Bob in a coma? Convenient to be in a coma around the killing of someone. I don't know. It's a pretty nice Ooh. I was thinking he like self-induced coma, but it's much more likely if like he did the killing and then someone put him in a coma for killing Laura. Actually there. Well, I guess he said he got
Jacoby,
assaulted.
perhaps?
Yeah, he got assaulted outside of a bar. Was what?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Who was the assaulter?
And that was Harry who said that. He was like, that wasn't Mike who was, or
Yeah. He's
Philip,
like, no,
I
yeah,
guess.
that checks out. He's like, yeah, no, that does check out.
that did happen, and his name is Bob Lidecker. That is something that we do have a reference for. But yeah, so stuff to keep your eye on there for sure. But the men return to the car, and Hawk squats down at a spot and tells Harry that Josie Packard was staking out when he got here, and he kind of looks at Harry like Josie Packard, you know, a wink, wink, a nudge, nudge. I thought you might take a particular interest in this, Harry. But then we cut to the Twin Peaks High in the bathroom where Donna is putting on lipstick in the girls' room, and Audrey enters with a cigarette and shares her ambitions of running away with Cooper. My favorite character for the episode is going to be Audrey. I don't know. I think I've just been putting it off for a little too long. I like her in every episode.
Yep.
This is the one where I feel like she gets to do a little bit more.
I mean,
And I do love Sherilyn Fenn. She's so good as Audrey.
it's just been her and Cooper. Like I gave her the nod in episode 2. And I have to do it again here. I think her storyline's going to be sick. I think it's going to hopefully drive some of the story through her being in the department store. I don't know if the convenience store connection is true, but at least this is where some of the juice is going to come from. It has to. And yeah, I went with her again for this movie. You know, the later scene with her dad as well. Maybe even performance as well. I'm kind of like there was no at least standout.
Yeah, definitely not a standout this week. This is definitely one of those you just go with who impressed you the most. You know, I took the opportunity to shine light on somebody we haven't given any love to yet. But
no, Audrey,
this is a great scene. You know, she's like maybe I'll lead a life of intrigue on the run with my agent husband, and she's like, the FBI agent, huh? And she's like, yeah, and you know how I'm going to do it? I'm going to help him, and I think you should help me too. Fact. You know, and she enters her like detective mode, and she goes, fact. Laura was seeing James behind Bobby's back, and she's like, yeah, I guess, and she's like, so it is true. So, you know, you didn't have it as a fact in your head, Audrey, so it's funny that she immediately goes, fact. She had a little bit of a problem with nose candy. And Donna goes, you know, that's not much of a secret anymore. And then she reveals, you know, I heard my brother and Dr. Jacoby discussing something last night, and he said that he knows she's in a better place because he was seeing her. And this gets Donna. Donna's like, oh, okay, interesting. I did not know that. And this is when they agree, you know, perhaps we make a vow of secrecy. This stays between us, but we go ahead and look into this shit. We do some investigating, all right? Let's solve this murder. You know, I love a few sleuths at the high school level. That's fun.
Is there a single other female character that is currently in school, at the school right now?
Right.
No, I mean, like, I'm asking genuinely. Because Shelley's already
cast.
like
Shelley's
out, right?
Yeah, a dropout. Actually, I don't think she graduated.
And then, but that's like the only kind of. There's no
main
other
cast member. Yeah, I'm like, because Audrey's got a little, or Donna's got a little sister, who we met in the first episode.
True. I was just in the bathroom. I thought that like someone was in the stall and they were gonna cut to like them overhearing the conversation. But then I'm like, who even could that be? I'm like, I don't think that there is a single character that could actually fill that role. You know,
yeah, no, there's nobody. It would be Shelley, but she's not in school.
Yeah. It'd be really weird for Shelley to be in the high school bathroom.
Yeah, that would be very odd.
randomly
That'd
one
be very
day.
odd if she's
But
spending her work day down there. But
but okay. Yeah,
yeah,
just
no,
wanted to
not
make
as far as I
sure
can
there
recall.
wasn't a
I think that
character
we've got
was...
everybody. I think we've got everybody on track. I think it's
Yeah.
just them as far as main cast members who would be attending school that are girls. But yeah, and then we'll cut over to Norma at the at the hearing for Hank's parole, and we meet Hank Jennings for the first time.
Yeah.
He exits a door, being escorted by police, and you're like, okay, so that's a really really great first image of a guy, and he pleads with Norma to back him up in there. I promise I'll change. I promise I have changed. You don't have anything to worry about, and she doesn't really give him any hardcore answer or anything, but you can tell kind of the direction it's going to go. Norma's a good chick, so she's just too nice to do anything contrary, it would seem. But at his parole meeting, Hank blames fate for his accident. He's like, and they're like, it's not an act of fate that put you here. He's like, no, but I do think it was meant to be. I have a lot to make up for, and I feel like I've paid that debt, and then I think I still have more to do, but I can do more outside, and he makes a good argument for himself. He says he needs to repent for the life he ruined and the life he nearly ruined, alluding to his wife, Norma. And, they confront her like, so what can you do to help? And she goes, well, I own the Double R Diner in Twin Peaks. I can give him a job. And they ask, will you live together as man and wife? And she goes, well, he's my husband, isn't he?
Yep.
Which isn't like the best answer. I feel like if I'm hearing it on the other side, I'm like, okay, yeah, like, I guess.
Oh, I get, yeah, I okay, fair enough. But I did like how
apparently
she was
it's not enough to off-put them.
She's like, the boss, the boss at the Double R is a little strict, but fair. Which I thought was good.
Norma was my runner-up for character. I almost went with Norma.
Yeah.
In fact, since you went with Audrey, I might spread the love a little bit. Because she's just so good, and then like the interaction she has with Shelley later on is another really really strong one where she's she gets to be a little motherly. We don't have any other character in the show who really gets to be motherly. All the moms are really really sidelined. So like and she's not even a mom. She's just a parental figure to Shelley.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like that scene.
Similar things. I feel
we'll get to that. I might change when we get there, but yeah, she's just a good chick. I love me some Norma. But we're back with the officers as they're parking at a gas station, a convenience store, and Cooper remarks that in his dream the two men lived above a convenience store. And there, above the convenience store, is Bob Lydecker's vet.
Oh.
It's like,
there is? Okay. Oh, okay.
And that's why Cooper asks Andy to go inside and grab him some twine. He's like, grab me some twine from in there, Andy. And he does. Runs on off. They walk up to the vet office, and, Harry's like, there are a ton of vets all over town. And he's like, yeah, but only one of them's above a convenience store, Harry. And as they're talking, a llama walks up to walks up to Dale, and they make eye contact, and they walk past. One of those things that as I was watching, I was like, how do you script something like that? Is that like, was that just a luck that the llama walked right up, looked Dale in the fucking face, and Dale looked right back in his eyes, and then he walked past? That's incredible.
Was crazy. That was. I mean, Dale. Maybe Dale's got more going on, actually. Than just being good at drawing.
He's a strong sender.
Yes,
he's a strong sender
with the animals. He'll be the one to get the I don't know. I have no idea where the show's going, but it'd be hilarious if he has a Force moment, like we love in Star Wars when he gets all the animals to fight against the evil, and Andy's at the charge. But yeah, no, I'm pretty certain we're not going there. But no, I guess this convenience store. At least I knew the twine part is interesting. Having two different kinds of twine is even more interesting. That she was tied up by this person, whoever is coming here, whether it is Bob is the doctor there, so like it feels like she like Laura was also here for some reason, and like maybe she was like at the office, is where part of it went down, and then somewhere else she was also tied up. Maybe in the train she was
Right.
tied up there. So maybe
Yeah.
there's
Well, and
the
we'll
two.
get to a little bit more that I think we'll be able to refine that theory for you a little bit, even within this episode. But they walk inside. The receptionist looks at the picture and says that it's not Dr. Lydecker. The Bob that has been drawn is not Dr. Bob Lydecker. And Cooper believes that the bird that attacked Laura Palmer is a patient at Lydecker's office. You know, this is the only one. This is the only vet that's above a convenience store. This is where they said it would be.
That's right. Yes.
Andy pulled up. Andy pulled up with the twine. He's like, I think this is it. You know, I think we're good here. And he confiscates the office's files. And later on at the Johnsons' house, Shelley and Bobby are making out. This is the scene that's going to give me Madchen Amick as my performance. The woman who plays Shelley. She does a really, really good job here, and then a really, really good job later on.
Yeah.
I don't usually give people enough credit for sultry performances where they are just obviously horny. You know, like this is the most believably horny person I've ever seen in my life that's not like creepy. You know what I'm saying? Like
The hair too.
whenever Bobby
point.
backs up, oh yeah, again, incredible. But like whenever Bobby backs up and he's like, Leo and Jock, and she's like, Bobby,
hello?
I've got to get back to the diner in half an hour, so how about we, you know, it's really strong.
Yeah. Oh man, no, and this man, that looking fantastic. I don't know,
Very
and
good.
She
Very
was
good look.
owning the scene, that's for sure. And I guess
but they talk about the funeral and how she wanted to hold Bobby, and she felt bad. She loves him and all that good stuff, and he's like, yeah, James was seeing Laura behind my back.
Yeah, as I was
I just
literally
wanna
seeing you behind her back.
venting to the woman that he cheated on her with. Shelley tells Bobby that Leo is with Jock, and Bobby's like, wait, Jock, who? And he's like, I don't know, the Canuck guy who works at the Roadhouse. And he's like, oh, Leo and Jock and Leo. I've been on to something for a little bit, Shelley, but I think I just figured it out. I think Leo and Jock are running drugs across the border and selling them at the high school. And Shelley shows Bobby the bloody shirt. She's like, oh, okay, bet. Check this out. And Bobby's like, I'm going to take this. And Shelley's like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, I've got a plan. And she's like, all right, here's also this. She pulls out the gun and starts being all sexy with it. And he's like, do you know how to use that? And she goes, no, you should teach me. Teach me, Bobby.
He's like, all right.
And he's
you know
like,
what?
and the way he like walks out of frame is incredible with the bloodied shirt in his hand.
Man, are you telling her
Good
the
stuff.
same thing that
Good
Leo
stuff.
did, though? You know, you don't need to know. But at least she likes it this way, at least for now. But I feel like Bobby's kind of a similar
He's
path.
doing it. He's trying to do it in a way that I think the tone comes across a little bit more like trying to protect her than it is like trying to isolate her.
If ever questioned about it, you didn't see it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I think the exact wording from Leo and Bobby there, like I feel like
they are very good mirrors for sure.
She does say that, like, Leo, started out nice, the nice car and whatever, and then it turns out this is what he actually wanted. I feel like Bobby, maybe he learns, I don't know, and gets better over time. But I feel like he
It's also, I was never we were never fucking assholes when we were 17,
Yeah.
But I did know a lot of assholes when I was 17,
Yeah.
So that's the other thing too, is that like these people are in a very, very malleable time in their life, so they can go one way or they can go the other. And sometimes if they do look this way now, they can get a lot better. It's just like they are still kids, so it's like
It's true. Yeah.
it's weird. But Leo is a troubling example for something Bobby could become, because they are on similar paths, it would seem.
And
we did see Leo rocket launch a fucking ball a couple weeks ago. Bro's got a gun.
He's got a cannon. I mean, and a deflate. I mean, yeah, that was incredible. But did Bobby just think that Leo was selling cocaine just to him, or they like?
Well, I don't think he had put it together that maybe it was coming from across the border via Jock. I think that's kind of what he is putting together. Like it's a major drug trafficking thing, not like just that this guy's selling a little bit of coke. Like it's part of a larger thing. I think is what he's putting together. And I'm not going to give him too much credit. Maybe he did think that, which
like
10K, just makes him stupid.
Half or whatever. Like how much coke is bought? Like I feel like that's like, I don't know, like how they're dealing with such large amounts of money, at least for them. That's an insane amount of money to be moving. I feel that's just not like a little baggie of coke. That's a fucking kilo.
Those are kilos.
That's a lot of coke, and like, so that's the like, I don't know. I guess that's something's not adding up quite, and I don't know if I'm reading into it a little too much, or like, because Bobby seems to be in the know of how much coke was being moved, if tens of thousands of dollars are being spent. But I guess Jock might be the
coke's also expensive, so maybe he hasn't really. I don't know. I just feel like he is like, he's probably just a little bit of a dumbass. Is really. And this might be something that was a little bit more obvious than he. I think it's just that the fact that there is another person involved, that he's like, oh wait, it must be coming across the border. It must be doing like it's like.
I guess
he's getting a bigger picture of the operation.
Yeah, they're just in it for the coke, I guess, and not thinking of where it comes from and all of that, beforehand. And then now that someone's dead, they're like, okay, well maybe let's think of every little detail. And now you got to think of. But I guess this mystery man, I guess, that is in the woods could be Jock or could be I don't know. Or Jacoby, but Jay's. I guess it is always Jay. Leo Johnson,
always
Jock, Jacoby,
James.
Yeah.
Jerry Horn. They haven't even brought up Jerry in the investigation.
There's a Jerry
in France.
Oh, that's
Ben's
the brother. The brother, yes. That fuck.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, he wasn't anywhere near during the time of the killing, but that is another Jay. Regardless, the lawmen return to the station with the files from the veterinarian, and Harry instructs Lucy to go through them and look for bird owners, and Andy apologizes for dropping the gun. And they're like, no worries, man. You just gotta get a little better with it. We're gonna work on it. Things could happen. We need to figure it out. So let's go ahead and get down there and get some practice in.
Right now, actually.
Right now. Go grab some fucking ammunition. We need to work on this. And on his way out, he's like, Lucy, you wouldn't believe it. So, I dropped my gun and it went off.
I feel so goofy, or I feel so dumb. Yeah, dumb.
Yeah, I feel so dumb. And Lucy's like, I'm sorry, Deputy Brennan, but I've been ordered to go through these files, so I have to go. And he's like, oh, damn. All right, Lucy. And downstairs, Cooper takes Andy and Harry and Hawk all down to the firing range, and Andy goes, and Cooper's like, all right, what's going on, Andy? What's going on with Lucy? And he's like, you can tell. I love the little interaction before with Harry when he's like, what's going on with Andy and Lucy? And he goes, body language? And he goes, no, this time it was shouting it through a fucking megaphone.
Man, yeah.
And
it's so
you
good.
could tell something's going on with me and Lucy. And Cooper's like, yeah, what's up, man? And he's like, I don't know. I don't know what I did. And Cooper's like, don't worry. Don't even try to logic your way out of this one, Andy. When it came to the grand design, women are made from a different set of blueprints. And
in this, I don't know. At first, this was the first line that Cooper said, and I'm like, I guess it's kind of true. I like to think that we're all just humans at the end of the day, and it's more of society that kind of pushes you into acting a certain way. But I don't know. There definitely is some I guess literal blueprint differences. Yes. Between
technically.
Between
no, and it's also early 90s. It's a very different very different time. But yeah, it's a little bit of an soon to be not so archaic, it would seem, with the way that everyone the government wants us to think. But
no, it's this scene right here. This is definitely the scene of the episode, I feel.
Undoubtedly.
The gun range here, and getting into all of the men's quarrels with love. I like how
all
you
of
guys
them
going
have
through
something. And Hawk's chilling. Hawk's great.
Man, a poet, dude. I mean, there were two
dude's got that shit on
back-to-back
him.
lines right here from Cooper and then Hawk. And I'm like, damn, which one do I go with? I'm like, do I go with Coop's? Yeah, I feel like this is Diane or talking about Diane. And then that's the fuck. Oh yes, that's right. This is what I is. This Diane is Hawk and Coop's Diane both the same Diane? I mean, what are the odds?
I think he would have been like, hold the fucking phone, Hawk.
I
Diane
know.
Shapiro, DDS,
Yeah.
Brandeis.
I know.
I know Diane Shapiro, DDS, Brandeis.
That's true. He probably would have, but he does like whistle or some, he has like some reaction that was kind of like,
yeah.
I don't know. And oh man, but I mean, it would be incredible if somehow.
But yeah, that there you go with another name same. We have several of those in the show. Bob,
Yeah,
Mike.
That's true. Okay, maybe
there's Andrew Packard and Andrew Brennan, Andy Brennan, Andrew Packard.
Maybe this is something in the dream or vision that isn't exactly concrete. Like you think, these are their names, these are what they look like, but actually they're just like, they are a real person in the town, but they're actually just like I don't know, they're carrying the message or something. I don't know. Like, well, no, Laura was there, and I guess not really. It's her cousin. I still have no fucking clue what's going on in there. Really, at the end of the day, I still don't trust Mike or the one-armed dude. I don't trust what he's putting on. I feel I'm still on Coop's side in the dream, at least, or kind of believing more literally, kind of right now, and taking things as kind of fact. But yeah, I don't know. Something is just not adding up. With the one-armed man, that's for sure.
No doubt, no doubt.
But
yeah, I'm excited to see how you start to put things together. If you do put things together, if you don't, how they come together for you. Because they don't do a lot to help you. I won't lie. It's very, very intuitive. You are supposed to do a lot of heavy lifting on your own. But regardless, they go ahead and fire off some shots, and Hawk aces the shooting test, 6 hits, 2 kills, good marks. But Andy, what we need is practice and lots of it. What we need is an hour every day. So go ahead and get your work done, and we can be all right. And Harry asks Cooper if he's ever been married, and he says no. But I do know somebody who's taught me what commitment was.
Yeah.
And he goes on. I think you took the line down, didn't you?
I knew someone once who made me understand commitment, responsibilities, and the risks, and taught me the pain of a broken heart. Bang, 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 bang.
Pulls
bang.
out the gun. Bang, 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 bang.
He put the headset. It's not really a head, just ear protection or whatever over his ears before he said and taught me the pain of a broken heart. Like he didn't even want to hear himself say that, and then fires off the shots. I don't know. I thought it was just great. But yeah, I mean the recoil control is crazy.
He's on it. Yeah, and Harry's got it on him too. They both do crazy good shit. And and Harry looks at it and immediately can tell what Cooper did. He's like, whoo. And Hawk's like, only 4 hits. He's like, no, I actually put 2 through each eye and 1 through each nostril.
Damn. I mean, dude is dead shot, or I mean, the dude is like literally fucking.
Dude's got it.
Yeah. That he. Standard issue, but some slight modifications. I wonder what he did, or what. But I don't know. He's crafty. I don't know. He's just got something for everything. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that almost. He almost got character, I guess. But with the scene and the line, I feel like I gave him enough.
Yeah,
love,
I'm like I can
enough.
spread a little love here. Yeah, I did the same thing. You could go with Cooper almost every fucking episode for character, and it would be okay. But over the intercom, Lucy explains what's going on with the file situation. We've got Amber, and then Annette, and then this, and then that. And they go to the bird file, Lucy. And she goes, no, you're not getting it. The files are organized alphabetically by the name of the pet. And Cooper's like, we're going to need more coffee. Yep. So they're all going to dig into these files before long. But At the diner, this is where Mad Shinomic furthers her performance for me, and where, you know what, I'll go ahead and change my character to Norma if I haven't made that clear, because this scene is great. But Shelley tells Norma that she has one too many man in her life, and the one that's one too many is her husband. Says that all Leo was looking for was a maid he didn't have to pay, and Norma sympathizes and says, "Yep, we got 4 men we've got two men each between them, and not sure what to do with any of the 4 of them." And Norma says,
"With the 4 of them,
yeah.
I don't know. That was a funny line. I don't know. That was an almost another.
And I love how honest they are with each other too. Like, they are both fully aware of everything with each other, which is really, really sweet. You know, like, they've been able to express themselves to each other very honestly. Which is, you know, Shelley, I could see just kind of venting about it. It's pretty cool that Norma trusts Shelley in that regard, to be like, you know, I have a husband who's in jail for manslaughter, but I'm obviously in love with Big Ed.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're both just very similar. Like, Norma just knows what
birds
Shelley's
of a feather.
Going through.
Yeah,
she's like,
birds of a feather for
I
sure.
get you, girl.
But
but
one and the same, these two. But
just a little.
I mean, clearly, Norma's married to Hank, and
yeah,
you know, a little bit of a Leo Johnson type.
Maybe
even gets mentioned later on.
Leo.
Yeah.
I mean, this dude is not seeming good. That, like, if he was not in jail, he would be top of the suspect list of what's going on. This dude he's got something. I don't know. I don't know what this domino means. At least it's his tag, whatever, I know. But, like, the fixation that he has with it is, I don't know.
It gets weird at the end too, like real weird. But
yeah.
Norma says her plans are up in the air for Hank. You know, she's not sure what she's gonna do. You know, will she divorce him? Will she not? I don't know. But Shelley says she definitely has plans for Leo, and it gets ooh.
Yeah, she does.
Dark.
Hopefully.
Saw the gun earlier. No, that's not good. But it's then that James enters and walks to the payphone, and Norma says, "You know what, Shelley? Tomorrow we're gonna go all out. Manicures, pedicures. We're gonna, you know, we'll get facials and we'll get our hair done. We'll be the belles of the ball, the gems of the double R." And Shelley's like, "Really?" And they're like, and so, like, it's just a really sweet scene. I love that they have this connection. I really, really love it. But so Norma, my favorite character of the episode. Shelley, my favorite performance. Donna answers James's phone call, and she invites him to the church potluck. And Dr. Hayward on the other end's like, "Tell him, is that James? Tell him to get over here. I need help." And she's like, "Dad," and, you know, she says they need to talk about what Audrey told her. And it's then that Madeline walks up to the diner counter, and James catches the backside of her and is like, "She looks interesting." And James says he will go to see Donna later. And then he walks up and he just kind of stares at Madeline for a second, real intently, which, you know, who can blame him? Looks exactly like the woman he loved who was murdered. And he goes, "Who are you?" And Madeline says that, you know, I'm Madeline Ferguson. I was Laura's cousin. And Madeline says, "Do you think I look like Laura?" And he's like, "Yeah, for sure."
Yes. I mean, eerily. Whoa. I mean, yeah, I love how instantly he just is, like, in love again. He's like, "Oh, there's another one."
Yeah, immediately taken by Madeline.
"Oh my God." And like, he's already, like, he hung up the phone, you know, to Norma fast. He's like, even before he talked to her, even before he really, like, she took the glasses off and, like, he really knew that it was, like, a spitting image of Laura.
I'm pretty sure it's the first time we've seen her without the glasses too, and it's like,
that
obviously,
was like, oh my
obviously
God.
It's the same actress, but, like, it's like, wow, she does the same smile and everything, the same smile from the picture we've seen without the glasses and all that stuff. So it's like, yeah, it's just the spitting image of Laura for him.
Like, with the hair and the glasses, there is a bit of a difference. Like, I don't know, there is, like, a bit of a Clark Kent kind of, like, no, actually they do kind of look a little different. If you know, focus, it's kind of a little more obvious. But
it's different, but
the glasses off.
There's just enough. There's just enough of a difference to go, they're not the same person, but they are, quite literally. But Madeline comments on how she looks like Laura, but says that they didn't know each other well. They hadn't, you know, she hadn't been to Twin Peaks in years, and, you know, she wishes she had, but, you know, things happen. But we also fade over to Norma, finishing a phone call, and she tells Shelley that Hank got his parole. So
Eesh.
hubby's coming home,
Eesh.
which is not ideal.
Yep.
But yeah, so we got another player entering the game here. Hank will be out of jail soon, and that'll be fun to deal with. But
yeah,
we cut to the Great Northern, where Benjamin is using an exercise bike, talking on the phone to his Icelandic investors. No, I don't know the difference between a Norwegian and a Swede. Good one. But Audrey enters and asks if he is ashamed of her. Based on their previous conversation. He goes, no, it's just that I can't rely on you. It's not that I'm ashamed of you. And she says that she wants to change her life. She wants to help the family business. It's obviously not going to be Johnny. I watched my friend cut down before her time and all this stuff. And we're getting a lot of really mixed signals, I feel like, from Audrey about her relationship with Laura.
Yeah.
She says, no, I didn't know her that well. No, we weren't that close. But he looks down at a picture on her dad's desk, and it's of her and
true.
Laura.
Yeah, that was interesting, because at least whenever she was talking about it, I feel like she's just using it to manipulate her dad and be like, no, yeah, give me this job. I definitely...
There's a certain softness she has for Laura, though, for sure. Maybe they weren't the closest friends, but there's empathy to be had for someone cut down at 17. It's not like that's a... it's devastating.
Is she really just doing it to, help Cooper and hopefully they fall in love? Or is she doing it a little bit for Laura?
But is there a little bit more? Is there a little bit? Is there actually more human to Audrey than she lets on? Is she not just all desire? But she says she wants to do that, but. She asks, can I maybe work at the department store, something in cosmetics, not necessarily going, put me at the perfume counter, but alluding to it a little bit.
Yeah.
I
was about to, I was thinking she was going to say the perfume counter, and be like, just like Laura, I'll start and then I was hoping that Ben would be like, no. We'll actually put you, somewhere else, and then I don't know, would be nice to solidify that,
get some confirmation if he is helping the pipeline.
But yeah, I guess he has no fear of her still working at the store, so I don't know if it is just the perfume section and that's it, or what, but yeah, I guess he didn't really give her yes, you will be working at the store. It was kind of left up in the air, and she just will be.
And there was a little bit a little bit of okay, yeah, I think this is a good step, there something in this vein, yeah. But they embrace, and on her way out, the phone rings, and Benjamin dismisses Audrey, and we get my favorite shot of the episode. I'm a sucker for a split diopter. I talk about this every chance I get. You don't get a lot of TV split diopters, especially in a 3x4 format, so this fucking rips. Where Benjamin is focused in the background. He's got the background, or in the foreground, the background's blurred for him, and you got Donna in focus in the background on the other half of the screen. Beautiful shit. Love that. But and I think it also visually demonstrates the distance between them, even though they feel like they're on the same level, like they're both being roundabout with each other. It's good. It's good stuff. But the phone rings and he dismisses her, and he tells the caller to meet him down by the river in half an hour and to be discreet. Who we obviously learn is Leo Johnson. The officers sort the vet files. Gordon Cole calls to say that Albert is faxing the reconstruction of the plastic object from Laura Palmer's stomach. Yeah.
He's like a, I don't know, old-timey radio guy. He's
right.
Fucking calling in just to tell you that you fucking, I don't know, you're up to date, or I don't know, that's how he left.
Great voice.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. I like this guy. As far as the
Gordon
agents
Cole's
go.
The shit.
Yeah.
I can't wait until you meet Gordon Cole too. That'll be a pleasure of a revelation.
I hope
for
he
you,
still talks the same. I hope he still keeps the same voice.
Gordon Cole is hard of hearing.
So that's why he's got a little. Yeah,
he talks
loud.
like that because he has to call. He has to talk like that so he can hear himself.
I already like him. Yeah,
that's why Cooper's kind of yelling through the phone too.
Okay,
but yeah, he's hard of hearing, so he what he throws out a lot of that. But he says that Albert's faxing the reconstruction of the plastic from Laura Palmer's stomach. And the marks on her shoulder were that of a parrot or a mynah bird. And the fax comes through, and it's a poker chip with a J. Which we discussed this recently, like, what's the J? What's the plastic? You thought that maybe it was another one of those marks from the killer, but it appears to be a part of a poker chip from One-Eyed Jacks.
Either, I think this feels like a message from Laura to be like, hey, look here, like, or I don't know. Because, like, I was trying to think of, did someone force feed her this, like, or whatever. Like, that feels weird. I don't know, maybe. It could be doing some weird shit at One-Eyed Jacks or whatever happened that night. But it feels like this is from Laura to be like, hey, like, yeah, not no one knew I worked here, but or that I was
a little
involved here.
Something.
Yeah, check this place out. Because I mean, at least Truman like looked at it, just the jet, like, oh, yep, that's just one. That's a fucking poker chip. Like, I feel like this was the clearest kind of message that she could send. Like, there's not much else she could do. So I, at least that's where my head's at with the chip. I don't think that it was put there by the kid. I'm off of the killer leaving it there, because I feel like that would, unless it brings them down the wrong path, like to suspect
maybe One-Eyed Jacks is a little separate from the whole thing going on. I see.
Maybe. I'm not really on that. That was just kind of, that just occurred to me. I guess.
Gotcha.
But
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, stuff to consider with the poker chip in the belly, or the part of a poker chip in the belly. That is not a whole poker chip.
That's true. Did it just dissolve, or was it just like she broke off a little piece to swallow it, so she didn't have to swallow the whole poker chip?
It appears that it is it was cracked off in some capacity. It like comes to a sharp point and stuff, so it doesn't really necessarily indicate to me that the rest would have dissolved.
True.
But
okay. Yeah.
Much to think about. But it's then that Andy finds Waldo, which is great. They're searching for a needle in a haystack, and they find a file for a bird named Waldo, which is great.
That's
where's
good.
Waldo?
Okay.
They were looking for Waldo.
That's pretty good.
But it is a mynah bird, the kind of bird which we just heard from Gordon Cole must have bit Laura's shoulder. Owned by Jacques Renault.
There's the location.
There's the connection,
not
the vet
the
and convenience store that you were looking for.
It is there.
It's that Jacques visits there and also has the convenience store right there. But
okay.
Cooper says it's time to make a house call. And nearby, two people play tennis on a lighted court, and Cooper watches them, and the officers run to the apartment.
Man, that shot was awesome, by the way. I mean, it like
the pan over to him.
Just so fast and so it took me out. Like the tennis match, I'm like, wait. I'm like, I don't know. It was such a weird.
Who's playing tennis?
Yeah, I'm like, what is this? And then like, boom, just Cooper fucking all front and center. I thought it was definitely not the best looking shot. Like, there's many others to choose from there, but it was the one.
It's
a
gorgeous episode. But yeah, that definitely did stand out though. But yeah, they run on up to the apartment. They knock at the room and call for Jacques, but it's Bobby inside, and he's trying to plant the shirt, and he hears them. He flees through the window and down an alley. The officers enter, and they see somebody bolting away. So they have a police car with a siren blaring down the alley after Bobby. And Cooper finds the bloody shirt with Leo's initials, Leo Johnson and Jacques Renault. There's our connection. So Bobby definitely gave them exactly what they were looking for, But did they take it too hastily? Now you know that he planted it. Is this something that we really, really need to? Are they trusting it a little too much? Why would this shirt be sticking halfway out of a fucking drawer in his apartment?
Yeah. A bloodied one at that, like in the kitchen. Like, was it just in a fucking drawer from the?
He just did a really bad job at hiding.
Bobby was like, "Oh shit, fuck! I just got here. The police are here. I got."
Well, and that's what's funny is I think he hid it like that so they would find it. So is that something Cooper would go like?
Yeah, I guess
it looks like they wanted us to find it, or I don't know.
He might think of it later, like this was very immediate, and he just picked it up and saw the, So I guess maybe later on he puts that together, but yeah, no, because leading them saying that it's Jock and Leo, but I think they do work together at least through the Coke stuff. But then we have the Leo and Ben actual team there. Or like they're meeting up and doing stuff behind the scenes. But that's why I wonder if this will lead the police astray, like actually on the wrong path, but still somewhat right because Leo is just bad and connected in some way, but the
Right.
team isn't actually. I don't know. I guess I'm.
They've got some pretty hardcore leads now, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they were already really suspicious of Leo.
Mm-hmm.
They find Leo's bloodied shirt at Jacques Renault's place. Jacques Renault owns a Mina bird, which almost certainly bit Laura's shoulder the night she was murdered, which does indicate to them that Jacques' presence was had. And now that they have this connection between Leo and Jacques, with a bloodied shirt that is Leo's, there's at least, they think that's at least 3 men. Leo and Jacques seem to be confidently 2 of them.
Mm-hmm. I guess they do seem to be 2 of them, but not a team. I guess they only seem like they're together or a team because Bobby put the shirt there, but they could have been acting individually. And
they
Laura
could have been acting individually, but we have. I'll remind you that we have seen them directly communicate. Also, Jacques called Leo last episode.
That's right. The light is on. I need. Okay. Oh, okay. So no, they actually are.
There's stuff to keep. There's some stuff to keep straight. But yes, they are connected in the cocaine business. That is an undoubted. They actually do that together.
Okay, that's good to know. I guess
sometimes it can be a lot if your mind floats, and so like there are certain you hadn't strayed too far from that, but I could tell you weren't certain of that, so I needed to remind you. But yeah, that is something that we know Jacques and Leo are connected by, and now we have this, which is pretty like the Mina bird thing is it's pretty big. That's a pretty big revelation, and now that they've put them together, it's definitely a step in the right direction. But a red Corvette then sits in the woods, with Leo smoking nearby until Ben taps him on the shoulder. Nice little revelation here. Leo and Ben doing something. Ben criticizes his choice of vehicle. Nice. I told you to be discreet. You bring a red Corvette to a secret meeting in the woods. Good job, Leo. But he says, Hank believes you have a gift, Leo.
Hank. Yeah, Hank is
Norma's husband.
Okay. Yeah.
The one who's getting out of jail.
So
now we have a connection between Ben and Hank.
Yeah.
Because he says that Hank believes in Leo.
Could Hank actually be a player in the game? And fucking Ben is his way of covering it up and getting him out somehow? I guess I was thinking Hank is just no way he's in prison, but I mean Ben's just got a lot of money, and like rich people are just, I don't know, they have their way.
They have their ways, yeah.
But because that definitely implies a history. Why have a history? Oh. Yes, I guess the end of the episode might play more into why they have a history, I guess, actually.
Right,
might not
Josie's
be Laura related,
but
yes, that side. Okay, yeah, maybe we'll get there, I guess. I'll wait for that to come up.
All right,
then.
cool. But Leo points to a body nearby and is like, yeah, that's Bernard Renault, by the way. I killed the guy that they had in the bookhouse last week.
Damn. Yeah, I'm like, okay, I guess. I mean,
yeah. So like, that's the first time Leo's been like, yeah, I actually murdered this fucking guy. Like we've now got another body. By the way, this is the second death of the show. It's obviously not a big deal because it's just some fucking guy named Bernard.
Yeah.
But we do officially have a second murder on our hands. Not strictly, and not trying to confirm, deny, or anything. I'm not trying to do anything in that regard with Laura's killer. But a second death by murder has occurred.
In general. Poor Bernard. No funeral. No one knows. He's just unmarked
just
grave.
Tied in a fucking it's ugly. It's ugly for him. Man. But
poor dude. But
he's like, I killed Bernard, and Jacques back in Canada. His older brother, that is Jacques. Back in Canada, and Leo does not believe that Bernie gave him up. He said that if Bernie gave him up, he'd kill him, and he's like, you shouldn't have believed me. I'd kill him anyway. And Bernie wasn't too bright, but and it's funny, like seeing Ben Horn in this context too. Like he is around a guy who's like, I murdered this guy. You were right here. I murdered this guy. I'm confessing to you that I killed this fucking guy. And also, I told him that if he gave me up, I would kill him. So like there's a little bit of a veiled, like if you tell anybody that I did this, you will die.
Because been dealing with Hank, I guess, before, and being like saying that Hank told me that you were really good and that that you should be the guy I should come to. Um, yeah, I wonder. I mean, that is really it. Like, how recent is that recommendation? Like, it feels like he is getting out on parole, so maybe this is how we got a chance to talk to Ben, over the phone. But it feels like it's longer lasting history between those two.
Right.
And but it feels, this is Leo and Ben feel very new. Like do feel very new. Like this is actually like their first time dealing with each other. And that was interesting. I thought, I do want to bring Ben back into the suspicion for sure, but I thought that Leo and Ben would have been a lot closer of a team before. I thought they would have had history.
Yeah.
But it is interesting that they don't.
There seems to be an implied newness to this relationship, to be sure.
Yeah.
But they move on from Bernard here, and Benjamin tells Leo to make sure that the mill looks clearly like arson. It should spell arson, block letters 6 feet high.
Yes.
And he hands him an envelope of cash. He's got $10,000 burning a hole through the ground here, and he needs cash fast. That might not be much to him, but it's a lot to Leo.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got a little
3
bit of
days.
and there's a little bit of an illusion there too. Like there's a certain awareness Benjamin must have of the cocaine dealings. If Leo is willing to say like, I lost $10,000 on that shit,
That's true. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, maybe
he might not be dealing, but he's rich and he's involved. There's something going on.
Yeah, I guess Audrey, she likes to know things or sneak around and do whatever, but I feel like Ben would be into the same thing. The dude wants to know what's going on around town, and in any way he can. Yeah, maybe he knew. Yeah, I guess he knew of Leo. Like I feel like everyone kind of knows of each other in the town, but they just haven't.
Everybody kind of knows of everyone, to be
they-
sure, but
The first time actually just doing a thing or having a conversation face to face.
right.
But yeah, I guess 3 days. That's the mill's going
And
down.
we got a timeline now. The mill's getting burnt. Yeah, it's good stuff. We only have 3 episodes left, also in the season after this. So
okay,
it's, there's a little bit of a
finale,
there's a
little
bit
day
of a
per
timeline
episode?
there. Yeah.
Okay.
Some. It's crazy how little time passes in this show too. Like we have so much. Like we have so much stuff that happens, and it's all within the course of like weeks, maybe a couple months.
I mean,
But
the Batman Arkham
I think
games,
it's literally
like
only
one night.
been. I think it's literally been a couple days since her death.
Wow. That's I guess the funeral. Yeah, like how long do they take just to examine her body before the funeral happens?
I would say it's been a week. I would say it's been a week now is probably how long we've been dealing.
Man, that is kind of crazy. Yeah, it's only been a week.
Yeah,
but in 3 more days, I guess that's all we'll get.
3 more days. But James and Donna walk through the woods. Donna says that Mrs. Palmer knows about the necklace's burial, so she had a vision and saw someone take it. And James pulls aside a rock to find that the locket is gone. And James is like, that can't be possible. How the fuck would she know that? And Donna says, well, I mean, Laura always said her mom was weird, that she had visions and they, but
Laura did too.
Laura did too. And Donna says that somebody must have seen them and followed them. And Donna says that they're the only two who loved Laura, that they must find her murderer for the sake of their relationship. It's about us, she says.
James being a little reluctant
Good
here.
scene.
I feel like he's kind of like, do I love Madeline now? Actually, I at least it's the only thing I can think. I don't think
things are getting complicated. I think like he's just a confused guy. His girlfriend was killed a week ago, and now he's in love with someone else, and then someone who looks exactly like his murdered girlfriend show up. It's a lot. There's a lot going on for James. He's got that good old Hurley luck on his side, or against him, I guess. Big Ed Hurley and James Hurley certainly face countless incidents on their path to true love, but
yeah, man. But this, oh no, nice little above shot, you know. Yeah, little is this a little Ahsoka kind of thing we got going here? Is this Laura Palmer in the flesh? Did she, watching over? I don't know. It felt really weird.
So you think you're thinking the owls might not be what they seem?
I mean, it was a weird. Why focus on it right there? Like it did feel.
They both look up at it and everything. There's a presence. Yeah.
Maybe there is a tie to the llama. Fucking there's
a little bit of an animal thing going on.
When people die, I don't know. Maybe they go
rejoin
into
the
animal,
world in an animal. Yeah. The owls and the animals are not what they seem. I like that. But
yeah, something with the owl. I don't know. It felt. At least, I mean, it is very purposeful. Like it wasn't just like a sound effect in the background. It was
they looked
James
at the
and
owl,
Laura looked. It was like, huh? Oh, okay. I guess we won't think anything of it. But, yeah. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, they were also discussing that they felt like they were being followed and stuff. Yeah. Maybe they feel like they're being watched. The owl hoots and stuff. So like there's something there. There's something there. But we then cut away to Josie answering a call from Harry. And she's like, I need to see you. I need to talk to you. And Harry's like, I can't really talk right now. And she's like, but please. And he's like, all right. So why were you at the Timber Falls Motel? And she goes, oh, I got to go.
Actually, I can't talk right now. Uno reverse card, Harry. See you later.
Yeah. She's like, call me tomorrow. And he's like, and that's it. But it's then that Pete enters. And he says that the day at the mill is over. He made some lumber, cut some wood, and she fixes him a sandwich. He's like, is Catherine awake? And she says no. He says, put some mayonnaise on that for me, will ya?
What? Am I missing something here? Is this just like
mayo's not good for you.
What?
It's not good for his heart.
Oh, okay.
High in cholesterol.
Because that's the only thing I could think of is like, my Nana and Grandpa, like my grandpa's always like, he's looking around while he's sneaking some stuff, whatever. But it felt, I'm like, the focus on the fucking spread of the mayo though. Yeah. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, why is there like kind of like the owl? I'm like, but the owl is way more suspicious than the mayonnaise.
I think the mayo was just a visual choice,
sure.
Showing that she did it.
But it was such a clean spread. It was like, I don't know,
it was
like
great. It was perfect.
The only
it was a beautiful sandwich that was made there.
I mean, but I don't know. It did feel a little weird, like the focus of the knife spreading it, and maybe that was the only thing. Is like maybe Josie's got a little more, she's not so innocent. And the call, like her hanging up early, whatever. Yeah. She is like doing her own investigation. She just doesn't want him.
There's a little something else going on with Josie. I can get with that, but. He invites her to join him in a fishing contest. They're doing mixed doubles, and she's like, I don't know how to fish. Pete, and he's like, oh, there's enough fishing in me for the both of us, and she agrees. And he's like, Josie, you're my kind of gal. Well, I'm gonna hit the hay, and he carries his sandwich off to his room, and she opens a letter with a picture of a drawn domino with double threes. There's 2 threes, and she walks away toward a taxidermy bear. That's a good shot in the episode, too, by the way. Another one of my favorite images when that sort of stilted angle that it gets her with the bear, and then the phone rings, and it's Hank licking an identical domino, sticking in his mouth and stuff, and Josie holds herself as he says, see you soon, and the credits roll.
Yeah, what? I feel, at least the only connection I can think to make is that Hank killed, I don't know his name, but Josie's husband. Yes, Andrew. Yeah. He did the killing for Andrew, and for some reason has it out for Josie. I feel like the reason for killing Andrew is to try to gain control over the town, but then the will. This is maybe what the fucking show's talking about. Is maybe Andrew last second was like, nope, it's going to Josie, haha. And because what it was supposed to go to
Catherine, his sister.
Yeah. Okay. Is that been explicitly said, like that it was actually supposed to go to Catherine?
I don't know that it's been explicitly said, but that is the source of the beef between Catherine and Josie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I guess before I was just kind of thinking like, well, if Catherine takes out Josie, then she is next in line. Kind of like she's just like, yeah, I gotta. She wants to assume control over everything, but yeah, it feels at least now Hank, yeah, and that makes sense with Horn, Ben working there. Ben working with Hank, killing Andrew. Reason Catherine is sees Ben as even hot or whatever. Maybe like that's why they like each other, as they're evil plotting together to take over the town. But yeah, this I guess Hank being out, that's a problem. It feels like there's a lot more killing potential. I thought that the killing was over. I thought it was just going to be Laura and that's it. And then we're solving the murder there. But no, I didn't think of more people dying as a possibility. But Hank just made that very apparent as like, oh yeah, wait, no, people can still die, and like the killer is still out there. And so, but yeah, this
and Bob did promise he would kill again.
He did. He did say that. He's like, hey, fuck, I'll do it again. I mean, he was, and maybe, yeah, I mean, the one-armed man, I feel like he is lying and put on a front, but there is the chance that he is telling the truth. And I don't, like, maybe he truly is just a shoe salesman and just a sorry accident that he was the body chosen to give Coop the message, whatever, and he had a friend named Bob. There's a lot of weird coincidences that I find it hard to believe them, but it could be true. And then that if that is true, then who we see as Bob might not be the literal face of the killer either. It just happens to be someone else living in the town. I don't know why they're different people and such, but it at least right now, like it feels like, yeah, like it is. Whenever we find Bob, I feel like, I don't know. I really want to. At least they say that's not the doctor, the person who works there. So the person in the coma definitely actually doesn't look like the Bob that I know. But it would be really nice to check in that room and know what that Bob looks like. I don't know, just to
who that Bob is.
Yes,
yeah.
I want to know who that Bob is, I guess. But as of right now,
could it be a Madeline situation where he's got like a haircut and glasses or something, and that's the only difference or something?
I don't know. There's in Madeline, I feel like there's no. I don't know. I don't know if there's a switcheroo coming. But it just doesn't feel possible. Like it's a cousin that lives somewhere else, but the fact that she lives somewhere else could make the switch happen. I don't know. But there's a lot that has to go into that.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
But
we've reached the end of another episode, so I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Who killed Laura Palmer?
Well, Bob. Maybe not this Dr. Bob, but the bad Bob.
The bad Bob, the evil Bob.
Is involved. Leo? Involved?
Actually, that was the third Bob, funny enough, because now we've got Bobby Briggs, the Bob, the evil Bob from the Vision, and Bob Lydecker. So lots of Bobs. Man.
But bad Bob. Leo, I feel like he's in there somewhere, for sure. Jacoby, he's back in the suspicion for sure. Horn, yeah, I'm throwing Horn back in there.
Okay.
And Jock. I get like it feels like I guess I don't know who literally did the blow. It feels now that there was two different locations in which Laura was in, and it feels like yes, they're related, they're on the same night she was killed, but I think it might have been two different worlds colliding at the same time. I feel like so.
Yeah, sort of what James was explaining. It was like she was a different person. Yes. that sort of thing.
Yes, yeah. Yes. So I know I'm putting down 5 people, and that feels kind of like a cheat to be like any of these
like
people.
Bobby said. Like Bobby said, you know who killed Laura Palmer?
Yeah,
we did. We all did. It could be more than just the literal death blow. If I'm okay with that sort of exploration of it, but Yeah, that brings us to a conclusion for another episode of Fire Pod with me, a Twin Peaks podcast. But we will be back next week with Season 1, Episode 6. We will be so close to the end of Season 1, and obviously we've got 22 episodes in Season 2, so we got a lot to go before the end of the main run of the show. But we're doing good. We're making some good time. We're having a great time doing it. If you know anybody who watches Twin Peaks or who hasn't watched Twin Peaks and should watch Twin Peaks, go ahead and share this show with them. Tell them to watch and listen along because we got a lot in store for you. We're going to have a great time covering all sorts of Twin Peaks shit. But, leave a 5-star rate and review and download wherever you might be listening. It'd be a great pleasure if you would do so. I don't remember what day this episode is coming out on. March,
It is.
Is it St. Patty's Day?
I think it actually is. Yes, this is the undecided kind of. We haven't fully decided.
No, last week was St.
Yes,
last week was St. Patty's Day.
This is the 24th of March.
All right,
today.
so we'll be back with one more episode in March, titled "Cooper's Dreams," which is always good.
Ooh. Another.
And last week we covered Tron on last week we covered Tron on the Sentimentalists for Joseph's birthday, and we've got a special sci-fi movie coming this Friday on the Sentimentalists. So be on the lookout for that. We're almost to my Mission Impossible. Oh my God, we're going to be covering Mission Impossible and Twin Peaks at the same time, and I've never been riding higher. So we got that to look forward to. Keep on coming back. I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, homie.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. And remember, fix your hearts or die.